This is the High School Coaches Roundtable show, broadcasting from Sandy's Beef and Ale, where friends and family go for great food and all the big games since 1967. Each week, we broadcast from 2028 Old Lincoln with the stars from the Bucks County football teams. We now go live to Sandy's Beef and Ale for the High School Coaches Roundtable show. Here now is your host, WBCB's Chris Ermer.
Good evening. Welcome to the High School Coaches Roundtable show on WBCB. We talk to the high school coaches, the high school players. We do it at a round table, and we get together at Sandy's Beef and Ale, and we enjoy world-famous Sandywitches each and every Wednesday night. And to start, the Pennsbury Falcons with us, Coach Stout, their defensive line coach, and quarterback Nate Bigley to get the show underway. We'll also be talking to the Morrisville Bulldogs, Neshaminy Redskins, Council Rock North, Council Rock South. Let's see, who else did I miss? Oh, Conwell Egan Catholic. We hope they're going to be joining us. Coach Stout, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
You are the official ambassador for the Roundtable for the Pennsbury program. And in that capacity, it is so great to see you tonight. Congratulations on a win week 2. Pennsbury now 1-1. A tough game against Coatesville in week 1. Week 2, you guys got past William Tennant 45-0. Congratulations on that victory, but things now really start to get a little bit more difficult for Pennsbury. Council Rock South coming up. What do you see when you guys get ready for the Golden Hawks?
Well, they certainly are a much improved team. They're 2-0, and they really doing really well offensively. They have a lot of different looks offensively. They throw the ball, they run the ball, which is football, but you never know what they're going to do. They kind of hide it, run pass options, and so our kids have to really play their best game out there. So it's not one or two little things they do right, but they do a lot of things. So our guys have to be on their toes, especially defensively.
I mean, that's a game we're looking forward to on WBCB Friday night in Newtown. Council Rock South hosting the Pennsbury Falcons. Coach, tell me about the player that you brought with you today for the Roundtable.
Well, I brought the senior Nate Bigley. He's the middle of 3 boys in his family, all football players. His older brother graduated last year, played for us. His younger brother's on the varsity as a freshman. And both of his parents are instrumental in running our program. So it's a really strong family affair. And I appreciate having him and his family part of Pennsbury. He had a pretty nice game the other night, but I think the coach selected him to come because of his leadership qualities. So he's really a very focused, easy to get along with young guy, but the kids respect him. The players respect him. I respect him. So he has his own way of being a leader, calming the kids down when they need it, and moving forward. So he's competitive and really just a very smart and dedicated person to have on the team.
Nate, welcome to the show. Tell me, how would you describe your leadership style?
I would say definitely I'm more of a guy like do as I do, not as I say. I feel like if I'm going to say something, I got to show it and do it myself before I tell someone else to do something.
Well, congratulations on the win over William Tennant. Tell me a little bit about your night. A couple of touchdown passes, a rushing TD, and you came up with an interception on the defensive side of the football. It really doesn't get much better than that. Were you surprised that your Coach Schneider called so many passing plays?
Yeah, I definitely was a little surprised. But, I mean, we practiced it a lot during practice the whole week. So, I mean, I knew there was going to be a few pass plays here and there, but I didn't think there was going to be that many. But we executed well. Our line gave me a great pocket to sit in, gave me plenty of time to get the ball off. And it worked a lot better than it has before.
I mean, Pennsbury has a tendency to be a ground and pound, running attack kind of offense, and 2 touchdown passes, one to C.J. Weiser, one to Aiden Parker. The other thing in that game, Coach Snyder was saying we're going for it just about every 4th down. Do you think that's something that is going to be characteristic of his approach throughout this season? Was it based on that opponent?
I don't think it had to do with the opponent. I think it was more of the fact of there's no one here to bail us out. There's no one here to give us that extra chance. It's like, all right, it's either now or never. Like, we just need to have the mindset of we need to get this done. no one's going to come and save us. We need to do what we need to do to help our team out and win the football game.
Well, Falcons were able to convert on those fourth down plays, and again, offensive onslaught, 45-0 was the win. What do you think the team expects from Council Rock South? What are you seeing on film when it comes to the Golden Hawks?
I mean, definitely, I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a competitive game. I think it's going to come down to who makes less mistakes. Council Rock South is a very good team offensively. Defensively, they're strong as well. But I think offensively, if our defense doesn't step up, I think it's going to be a battle, like a shootout battle.
I came up with that interception, second interception of the season for the Pennsbury defense. And I also happened to catch scrimmage. I think you scrimmaged Cheltenham, right? And
yeah.
That afternoon, you guys came up with a ton of picks. Is that something that, this week you guys may see the ball in the air when it comes to this Golden Hawk? Coach was saying they're multiple and they like to throw when the situation calls for it.
Yeah.
That's something you guys seem to welcome and take advantage of, at least so far in the first couple of games.
I think definitely we have a strong defensive backcourt. I think everyone expects us to have the two stud linebackers and a great defensive line, like where no one can run the ball. So they're like, oh, let's just attack the defensive backs. But this year, and I think a little bit of last year, we had our good defensive backs making plays and kind of shutting down all the passes and the runs. We just have a really strong defense as a whole.
Well, Nate, thank you for joining us tonight. Hope you're having some fun this season, and that fun's going to continue as you move through this 2023 campaign. Any teams that you have circled, or any team functions outside of the games that you really look forward to, where you guys get to come together as friends and almost as an extended family?
I think definitely there's like a few friend groups on the team where there's a couple guys that go out and do things outside. Like this last weekend, me and a couple of guys went up to a buddy's cabin and we were hanging out on the river.
That's awesome.
We were out there just having fun. So, I mean, definitely the bond is there. We're building a team. We're getting together inside and outside of football. So, I mean, it's great all around.
All right, guys, thanks for coming out to the round table tonight. I'll let you get back to your sandy witches. Did you order a sandy witch yet?
He did.
I did. I got the Junkyard Dog.
The Junkyard Dog. That is a respectable choice.
Classic.
Absolutely.
Classic.
One of the specialty sandwiches here at Sandy's Beef and Ale, the host of the High School Coaches Roundtable Show. Looking forward to Friday night. We'll be in Newtown, Council Rock South, hosting the Pennsbury Falcons. Council Rock South 2-0, Pennsbury 1-1, and it's their last non-league game before they get into league play. Looking forward to it, guys. Thanks so much, and go ahead, get back to the table.
You're welcome.
We're going to bring the Morrisville Bulldogs up right now on the High School Coaches Roundtable Show. We're back at Sandy's Beef and Ale, and so delighted to have Dave and Jane with us. The T-shirts are in. That's the other big news. Hot off the presses. We got the High School Coaches Roundtable. Throw me one over here. Let me see one of those T-shirts. As Coach Cohen and the Bulldogs join us. Oh, yeah, there we go. The Coaches Roundtable 2023 tee. Loving it. And all the player guests that join us get a High School Coaches Roundtable T-shirt, as now we're joined by the Morrisville Bulldogs and head coach Mitch Cohen. Coach, thanks for coming out.
Thanks for having us.
0-2 so far. How do you guys bounce back, keep things going, moving in the right direction? And you mentioned last week that your team has bought into your philosophy, your coaching methods, and I would imagine it's encouraging to continue to see them work hard every practice, every time you guys get together.
Going from practice to film and game preparation and the way they come out and play. I mean, you can't argue the fact they're coming to play. I mean, we had 2 tough games. New Hope, hey, we hung in there. Like I said, we had 2 touchdowns called back. That's in the past. Last week, A&C, can't hold. Hey, gotta give them credit. They're a really good team. They're really good, and we fought back. 45-20 we lost, but we put it past us, and we're just building now. We have another tough one on Saturday, and then we're in our league. So it's promising.
You guys really have taken on some measuring stick games prior to that league schedule.
Yep.
Tell me about Pennington Prep. I mean, that is another tough opponent.
It's a tough opponent. Hey, but if they do it right, I mean, all we can do. We just play to win the game, come out and play. You know, the attention to detail, and you know, it's up to these guys.
I mean, is that intentional on your part to have a tough pre-league schedule, or is that just the way the scheduling goes sometimes? I've talked to so many coaches who say it's tough just to find a matchup and the right opponent.
Being in a single-A school, coming out, you know, your non-league games is always difficult. You know, but Bristol, they have a lot of common opponents, and like Jenkintown, I think they play A&C as well in Pennington. So, you know, it's common opponent, but hey, you just got to, you know, get the first 3 done, and then, you know, future looks good.
I mean, sometimes playing up to another level of competition requires your guys to step up and to get a little bit better, and maybe it's going to pay some dividends as you go through this season.
Yeah, it does. You can see on film, and you know, like I said, we had film yesterday, and good film session. We went over the goods, the bads, and how to get better. And these guys see it, so you know, it's use it to their advantage.
Coach, tell us who you brought with you tonight for the round table.
To my right is Nazir Barrero. He is a senior offensive lineman, defensive lineman. He's really doing good things this year. Also, far right, we have Kai Rankins. He is our quarterback. He's a junior, and he also plays safety.
Well, guys, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being with us. Nazir, how is the chemistry developing along that offensive line? And you some familiar faces, or are a lot of new guys that you're working alongside of?
There's some familiar faces, and I feel like we're really holding our blocks and doing good, the best we can. So,
what are some of the things you're hearing from your coaches that you still need to work on, whether it's technique or just, again, working together as a unit, knowing where?
I feel like we just need to be, you know, give it a little bit more effort, and then we should really be there.
What's going on this week as far as practice is concerned? Getting ready for Pennington. When you broke down the film with the ANC game, I would imagine you guys sat down and looked at that as a team. What are some of the things that stuck out that, again, you guys can improve on this week and continue to get better week in and week out?
I think we should hold our blocks a little bit more and then keep on driving. And, yeah, we're definitely there.
What kind of work? You put in some work in the off season to get ready for this football season. You feel like that's been paying off for you so far?
Yeah, definitely lifting weights in the weight room a lot.
What are some fun parts of being part of the Bulldog program? Not just stuff that happens on the field or practice, but like team activities and that type of thing. You guys get together a little bit, just, you know, socially.
Yeah, we all hang out and we have little dinners and get-togethers. We have a lot of supporters.
All right, so what's for dinner tonight? What did you choose here at Sandy's Beef and Ale?
Chicken fingers.
The chicken fingers. He goes with the chicken fingers. Well, Nazir, thank you for coming out. Good luck this week against Pennington Prep. And if you could just pass that headset over to your teammate, Kai Rankins, the QB for the Morrisville Bulldogs.
I also failed to mention they're also captains as well.
All right. And so these guys probably will be back with us. The final Coaches Roundtable show here at Sandy's is always Captain's Week. And so hopefully these guys will be back. They'll get their Coaches Roundtable T-shirt tonight, but back for the big photo for Captain's Night later in the season. Kai, what do you think the team needs to do in order to come together? Nazir was talking about holding blocks. Maybe just sticking with those plays a little bit longer to open up some holes and give you some opportunities?
Yeah, we made a lot of little mistakes last game that we could pick up on. And the line, they're doing what they're doing. He's doing a good job. We got a couple guys doing a good job. We just got to play more aggressive as a team.
I mean, same kind of set of questions. What stuck out to you, or what did the coaches talk to you about when you guys broke down the ANC film?
Our secondary, like our DBs, we're playing the ball terrible, and it really sold the game.
So, Kai, really appreciate your being with us tonight. Are you having some fun out there or being a part of the team? And, again, what are some of the elements that you really look forward to? Maybe it's game day. Maybe it's, I don't know, spaghetti dinners and having a sandwich at Sandy's Beef and Ale.
It's the game days for me. They're exciting. That's all we want to do, is win.
All right, so what's the key against Pennington Prep?
Get rid of all the mistakes and play hard. We can't miss tackles like we've been doing the past couple of games.
Like I was asking Coach Cohen, you have a really tough pre-league schedule. Do you think that's going to pay dividends for you guys as you then get into your league and maybe playing teams that aren't quite as, big either in size or in the total numbers of players, which is a challenge sometimes for a school. I think Coach Cohen was telling us that you guys have about 28 guys right now on your roster. I would imagine playing tough teams ultimately makes you guys tough.
Yeah. It gets us prepared for the games. No matter who we play, we're gonna play hard. We're gonna play good.
And the Bulldogs always play tough. And we thank Kai and Nazir for being with us here, and Coach Cohen for being a part of our Roundtable show as they get ready for Pennington Prep this week. And we're gonna step aside, take a break. These guys can get back to their sandwiches. Oh, we got chicken fingers,
roast beef,
and some roast beef. All right,
a little better.
That is a great selection. That's like the all-time #1 seller here at Sandy's Beef and Ale. So Kai Rankin's going with the top pick. All right, guys, take care. Thank you so much for being part of the show. And again, back at Sandy's Beef and Ale, we'll talk to more coaches, more players on the High School Coaches Roundtable show. We're going to return in just a little bit.
Sandy's Beef and Ale has been serving famous hand-carved roast sandwiches since 1967. Sandy's Beef and Ale is located in the Woodburn Square Shopping Center next to the Oxford Valley Mall. Stop in anytime for not only the roast beef sandwiches, but also the patty, the tailgater, and the Cuban. Family and friends have been coming to Sandy's Beef and Ale since 1967. 2028 Old Lincoln Highway, the home of the hand-carved sandwich.
Your day-to-day life is hectic between having to pick up the kids, make dinner, the countless other tasks that you got to get done. Rob's Automotive and Collision is there to make your life a whole lot easier. Make sure you take advantage of their spacious waiting rooms, the large flat-screen TVs, complimentary coffee and muffins, and free Wi-Fi. So even when you do have to stop, Rob's is there to make you feel right at home. Give Rob's a call today at 215-826-9200 for any of your auto repair needs.
This is Tommy Green from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. And here's the pitch. BCWSA water and sewer customers, you have a new and improved option to pay your bill that's convenient, reliable, and secure. Powered by Invoice Cloud, you can pay your bill 24/7 online, pay by text or phone, or sign up for AutoPay to avoid fees for late or missed payments. Visit bcwsa.net to sign up or for more info. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, proven.
Care begins with a safe place, and since 1954, Lower Bucks Hospital has been known for its outstanding medical staff, skilled and compassionate nurses, and latest technology. Lower Bucks Hospital is renowned for its cardiology expertise, surgery, behavioral health, groundbreaking heart care. And for athletes, Lower Bucks Hospital is your go-to hospital for sports medicine and orthopedics. For emergency care, Lower Bucks Hospital is an acute care hospital, and you can schedule your own arrival time with Get Care Now, which minimizes your wait time in the emergency room. Visit their website at lowerbuckshosp.com/getcarenow. That's lowerbuckshosp.com/getcarenow. Lower Bucks Hospital, 501 Bath Road, Bristol.
We now return to Sandy's Beef and Ale in Langhorne for the Bucks County Coaches Roundtable show. Once again, here's your host, WBCB's Chris Ermer.
All right, back at Sandy's Beef and Ale, and Coach Oros is back on the High School Coaches Roundtable show. All right, that is awesome. We had Coach Flaherty last week, I believe, right? Representing Council Rock North. 0-2 right now. You guys are getting ready to take on CB South, and we'll meet your players that you brought with you, Coach. Tell me a little bit about this week against Abington. A tough game, and I don't know, I'm just looking at some of the early season scores. Abington seems like they are looking like a pretty good program right now.
Yeah, they definitely are improved, I think, from last year. I think we also kind of hurt ourselves a lot against them. We had some struggles tackling. It's been a common theme these first 2 weeks. We got to pick up the tackling. I also think we ran the ball real well against them, honestly. But pass pro, we got to get better at pass pro. And kind of just, get back on the grind and just keep working at getting better at those things.
Well, Coach, tell us who you brought with you tonight for the Roundtable show.
Yeah, so right here we have Jack Paisler. He is a defensive back and a wide receiver for us. And to the right of Jack, we have Logan Atkinson. He is our halfback.
All right, first we'll talk with Jack. Tell me a little bit about what you saw when you broke down the film, what the coaches were talking about, some elements that you guys need to continue to work on to get ready for CB South and through this season.
Yeah, we just gotta really work on tackling and staying true to like our fundamentals. We try doing other people's jobs, and it doesn't help us.
Got to just stick to whatever your assignment is and trust everybody out there. It's easier said than done.
Yeah.
CB South game planning wise, any particular style that CB South has that you guys are preparing for?
Oh yeah. Oh, you got it.
Stop the run.
Yeah, stop the run.
And how about next steps for you as far as some colleges you might be looking at?
Yeah, I'm looking at a couple colleges. Temple, UPenn, and Maine are like my main colleges I'm looking at right now.
Now, Jack, is this your first year back since freshman year?
His first year. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about kind of how you're used in the offense. I don't know, maybe some highlight plays from the early season so far.
Yeah, we try to pass the ball a lot. So I'm usually like in motion, getting out there, just try to get the ball to all the skill players.
So it's a matter of trying to get you the football in space. Sometimes just like out some passes in the flat, short passes. That's the key to the Council Rock North attack.
Yeah.
Well, you need like some good chemistry and good timing. I guess that's the case with any offense, whether it's a running attack or a passing attack. How's that been coming along with your quarterback and everybody, coming together in that way?
I think it's good. We're all good friends. We lost our quarterback, Jackson Farley, week 1, but our quarterback Gio Koza, we got good chemistry, and he's a good quarterback.
Yeah, we talked to Gio last week on the show, but always a big blow for a team when you lose your starting quarterback. Again, Council Rock North getting ready for CB South. So before we pass the microphone to your teammate, what are some of the fun elements of being part of the program? And I also got to get your sandwich order here at Sandy's Beef and Ale.
Yeah, we have a great coaching staff and really good group of guys on the team, good offensive line, and we just like playing with each other. So
it's awesome. Sounds like playing with each other, like the whole process of being part of the football team. All right, so did you get a respectable sandwich?
Yeah, I got the roast beef sandwich.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Roast beef sandwich for Jack Paisley. Well done, sir. Pass that microphone on. Logan Atkinson with us from Council Rock North Football. We're here for the High School Coaches Roundtable show at Sandy's Beef and Ale. They got their annual Penn State tailgate coming up on September the 30th. They raise money for Thon. It's a great event, and whether it's that day or any time the Penn State Nittany Lions are on TV, it's a big party here at Sandy's Beef and Ale. So, Logan, tell me a little bit about how you've been utilized in this Council Rock North offense.
Well, recently I've just been running the ball, honestly. Not too much on the passing game, but really just running the ball up the middle, doing all of our, motion plays, stuff like that.
So when it comes to the running attack, how has that timing come together? I mean, again, that you need the offensive line, the quarterback, everybody. Sometimes it doesn't really gel until maybe week 3 or week 4. Is that you still feel like things are coming together, improving?
Well, last week against Abington, it might not show on the scoreboard, but I do think our running game was up to point with our offensive line doing very well on the run block, but our pass game didn't do so well that game. But honestly, I think we're improving, and I think we'll shoot you good against CB South.
Well, I think that's good, taking some positives out of that game. First year back since freshman year, a 3-year starter. What's that experience been like to finally be back? And, I mean, it must have been kind of a little bit of depressing to be out and not be a part of the thing.
Yeah, honestly, I missed it after the 2 years I was gone, so I came back, and honestly, I've been having a blast recently with a great team and great coaching staff.
That's great. Now, was there somebody in the building who kind of recruited you and was like, oh, man, come on?
Well, one right here, and then also our former quarterback who got injured, he was a big part of getting me back on the team, and it was unfortunate when he went down week 1, but honestly, I think he's glad to see that I'm back on the team right now.
And you just got to step up And anything that outside of the games and stuff that you really enjoy as far as the Council Rock North football experience?
I mean, I love getting around with the guys, playing some like cornhole, just hanging out with them, because it honestly is a bunch of just great guys that have a good bond with each other.
And you know that those friendships, I think they pay dividends on the football field too. So good luck this week against CB South, guys. Thanks for coming out to the Roundtable show. Your sandwich order, sir?
The roast beef sandwich.
The roast beef. All right, the top choice. All right, guys, thank you so much. Council Rock North, the Indians. They'll be taking on CB South, and as they depart, we want to welcome Council Rock South up here to the Roundtable show. All right, we mentioned the tailgater and the Cuban and the 50-game suspension, but there are some new items at Sandy's Beef and Ale, like the sausage, pepper, and onions. That's on a long roll. They got the chicken BLT wrap now at Sandy's and the buffalo chicken wrap. So check that out. Sandy's Beef and Ale, the home of the world-famous Sandywich and the home of the High School Coaches Roundtable show. And now Council Rock South up with us. Coach Rook.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on the win. Now 2-0, undefeated, the Golden Hawks.
Yes.
Can you take us through that game against Neshaminy? What was working well for you guys? And
so going in, we just try to stick to what we do well is block and run the ball.
Right.
So we started off with getting the running game going a little bit, and then Neshaminy has a really good defense, and they brought some pressure in and gave us a little fits at times with their defense. So we switched it up. We actually had a good balance with throwing the ball and running the ball at the same time. So we made it work for us.
Well, this is our featured game coming up this Friday night. I'm calling it the game of the week. Council Rock South, Pennsbury 1-1. You guys undefeated. What do you see when you look at the Falcons on tape? I mean, typically ground and pound, but they did throw the ball a little bit last week.
Yeah, they tried throwing the ball a little bit more, which is a little different pace for Galen and Pennsbury Falcons. Obviously, they hold true to their wing T, so we know we have to stop the run game first, and that's our main goal on the defensive side of the ball. Offense, it's just chip away, still go with our run game and open it up for the pass.
So it's like ground and pound against ground and pound.
A little bit, but obviously we have a real good quarterback and a good offensive line, and we feel we can take advantage of it.
Well, Coach, tell us who you brought with you tonight to the Roundtable show, Sandy's Beef and Ale.
So to my right is Caleb Christensen, number 10, and then we also have number 11, Nick Herring.
All right, Caleb, welcome. Bring that microphone down so everybody can say hello to you, or you can say hello to everybody, I should say.
How's it going?
All right, so what worked for you in the Neshaminy game? Tell us maybe some of your highlights that helped you guys get to the win.
I scored the first touchdown, and basically what happened, our quarterback scrambled out. I ran in just a 5-yard out. I was able to get behind them. They kept, they're really undisciplined the way that they would leave guys in the back. They really wouldn't stay in coverage, so that worked not just for me. It worked in my first touchdown, and then later in the game, Chase was just able to run around a lot and then make plays on the run. And then I had a 30-yard reception on it was just a waggle, and they were flowing. So the backers were flowing so hard, and I knew because we ran it earlier, and there was no one within 20 yards of me. So I was like, go back to it. There's no one around me, and he hit me. It was a little bit high. I stumbled. I probably could have got a lot more yards, but it was still a big gain.
All right, so what Pennsbury coming up, what are your coaches telling you guys you still need to work on? How are you game planning for this Friday night? Try to stay undefeated.
Offensively, it's kind of a lot of the same stuff. They run. Their defense is really, you got to get the ball out quick. Not that we can't rely on our run game, but they leave the middle of the field wide open kind of to throw over the middle, and they're coming at your run every play. They blitz those linebackers so many times, it's almost as if they have a 6-man front sometimes. So you want to look to either hit the middle or if you get by that front, you got a lot of yards running the ball. And then on defense, it's boxing a lot of pulls. It's reading the man on line of scrimmage. The wing tee it looks easy to defend, but in reality, it's not.
I mean, it sets up for a great matchup. Again, we've got it for you this week on WBCB Friday night, Council Rock South and Neshaminy. Caleb says here you also interned for Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience?
It was a good time. I answered the phone and whatnot. It was. I didn't do too much. I mean, I wrote like a floor speech one time. It was kind of cool.
Wow.
But
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a lot of like old, angry people, talking and whatnot.
So like Brian Fitzpatrick used your words on the floor of the U.S. Congress.
I actually don't know if he could have. I mean, I don't know.
He might have.
He very well could have. Yeah.
And that's pretty notable. That's awesome. Well, Caleb, thanks for coming out to the show. What's your sandwich of choice today?
I got the Cuban.
Beautiful. That's a great choice. One of the specialty sandwiches at Sandy's Beef and Ale. Pass that microphone over to your teammate, and we get to talk with Nick. So, Nick, what about your highlights from week one? Tell me what was working from your point of view.
Week one, we played.
Week two. Yeah.
So week two, my highlights, just playing defense, made a couple tackles. I had a pick at the end of the game. Just like playing as a team, I think we played pretty good. We stayed disciplined throughout the game, and we came out with the W.
I mean, tell me a little bit about what kind of feelings you were going through. I think before that game, there was a lot. I felt some hype. Last week, I called the Neshaminy Council Rock South game of the week, a measuring stick for you guys. What were you feeling as you got ready to take the field and to do battle?
So the first drive of the game, they were kind of pushing the ball down the field, so made sure to stay on our toes, stay ready for anything. Then we came back on offense, scored a couple touchdowns, went into halftime up, I think three touchdowns, and then came back out and then just stayed humble and then just kept going from there and just kept pushing it on them, not let them get anything on us.
And like we've been talking about this whole matchup on Friday night and how Pennsbury threw the ball a little bit. You came up with an interception. Can you take me through that play?
Just in the end of the game, just kid ran an out route, just went out and kind of just lollipopped it up.
Kind of a desperation throw?
Yeah.
But you were there?
Yeah.
Take care of it?
Yep.
Get the pick?
Yep.
What do you think this week, or what are you hearing from your coaches that either you individually need to work on or like as a team, some technique stuff? Or?
Yeah, me individually, just like some technique stuff on defense, setting the edge on defense, keeping free. And then just as a team, just not getting too comfortable, making sure we stay on our toes, and just make sure we play our hardest and get the win.
All right, it's a great start for Council Rock South, but like you said, stay on your toes, kind of like you guys don't want to get ahead of yourselves.
Yeah.
And take it one game at a time. But congratulations already on the 2-0 start for the Golden Hawks. Good luck this week against Pennsbury. What's your sandwich pick?
I got the junkyard dog.
The junkyard, what's on that thing?
I saw like roast beef, pulled pork, and then like ham, I think.
Sounds good. All right, well, good luck this week. Council Rock South and Pennsbury. We got the game on the WBCB Sports Network. Guys, thanks for coming out to the Roundtable. We'll step aside and return with some more high school coaches and players. We got Neshaminy coming up when we get back to Sandy's Beef and Ale in just a moment.
1967. Sandy's Beef and Ale is located in the Woodburn Square Shopping Center next to the Oxford Valley Mall. Stop in anytime for not only the roast beef sandwiches, but also the patty, the tailgater, and the Cuban. Family and friends have been coming to Sandy's Beef and Ale since 1967. 2028 Old Lincoln Highway, the home of the hand-carved sandwich.
Your day-to-day life is hectic between having to pick up the kids, make dinner, the countless other tasks that you got to get done. Rob's Automotive and Collision is there to make your life a whole lot easier. Make sure you take advantage of their spacious waiting rooms, the large flat-screen TVs, complimentary coffee and muffins, and free Wi-Fi. So even when you do have to stop, Rob's is there to make you feel right at home. Give Rob's a call today at 215-826-9200 for any of your auto repair needs.
BCWSA customers, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green here. I played on the 1993 National League champs, so I know a thing or two about what it's like playing on a winning team. BCWSA has all the ingredients. They make it easy for their customers to get automatic updates by text, email, or phone anytime there is a disruption in your service area. You can even customize your alerts by going to bcwsa.net. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, your partner for a safer environment. BCWSA, proven.
Care begins with a safe place, and since 1954, Lower Bucks Hospital has been known for its outstanding medical staff, skilled and compassionate nurses, and latest technology. Lower Bucks Hospital is renowned for its cardiology expertise, surgery, behavioral health, groundbreaking heart care. And for athletes, Lower Bucks Hospital is your go-to hospital for sports medicine and orthopedics. For emergency care, Lower Bucks Hospital is an acute care hospital, and you can schedule your own arrival time with Get Care Now, which minimizes your wait time in the emergency room. Visit their website at lowerbuckshosp.com/getcarenow. That's lowerbuckshosp.com/getcarenow. Lower Bucks Hospital, 501 Bath Road, Bristol.
We now return to Sandy's Beef and Ale in Langhorne for the Bucks County Coaches Roundtable Show. Once again, here's your host, WBCB's Chris Ermer.
Welcome back to Sandy's Beef and Ale, back to the High School Coaches Roundtable Show on WBCB, and with us now, the Neshaminy Redskins and head coach Steve Wilmot, 1-1 so far and getting ready for Downingtown West. Coach Wilmot, tell me a little bit about what you see when you look at the Whippets and Downingtown West game planning for this week's game.
When I look at Downingtown, I see a pretty complete team. The one thing that really jumps out on film is their team speed. But they have a college-size offensive line. One of their tackles is going to Kansas State. They're a pretty complete team, and come late November when it's time to look to see who's in the District 1 finals, I'm kind of expecting Downingtown West to be either there or right around there.
Coach Wilmot, how about when you look at your own program right now? What are you talking with your team about working on and improving, getting ready for Downingtown West? What are you guys working on this week in practice?
Well, we're working on a lot of different things. One of the things we have to do is eliminate mistakes. Of course, there's always fundamentals that you have to kind of hammer home, and you hope by week 3 that they are hammered home. But you play a good team like Council Rock South, and you see some fundamentals aren't there, some fundamentals in special teams, some fundamentals, all over the place. Maybe situations with younger players that haven't popped up before. Special team wise, we went over some extra situations this week that maybe maybe looking back, maybe we probably should have done during camp, but we just took a look at some different situations, and we just got to find a way to eliminate the mistakes.
So the situational football, making sure your guys make the right call and the right decisions in situations they may not have been in before.
Yeah.
Kind of replicating that stuff.
Yeah, but without a doubt, I think that's a good way to characterize it. And it's all over the place. I mean, I could give you specific examples, but, there's examples on offense, defense, and special teams that this week things, we had to tighten up.
All right, Coach. Tell us who you brought with you tonight for the Roundtable Show.
I brought one of our 2 captains. His name is Demasio Cooper. Demasio played a little bit as a 10th grader, was a starter last year at free safety for us, and, of course, is a starter again this year at free safety. Demasio is just a class act in everything he does. He's a class officer in school, gym night captain, so that means he's a leader in the school, respected by his peers because they get voted on by his peers. He's on National Honor Society. He just, kind of talks the talk and walks the walk.
Well, Demasio, how do you find time for all that stuff in your schedule? Class officer, distinguished honor roll. That's a lot to take on.
Yeah, it all just fills in together.
They say if you want something done, give it to a busy man to do because he has a tendency to do a lot of stuff in any given day. That sounds like I don't know, you might be a busy guy, and even if you take on more challenges, you're able to just fit it in because you're always doing something, it seems like. What do you think this Neshaminy team needs to do in order to continue to get better, to take this tough pre-league schedule and to, start to get on the right foot? A tough league schedule is also coming up on you guys, so things don't get any easier.
Yeah. So at practice, we could always work harder, watch our film, do things that we like never seen before, just to like switch it up a bit so we would expect the unexpected. And on defense, we kind of just work together as a system, and everyone in that system plays a part, and everyone has to do their part for it to work.
As a leader on the team, can you characterize for us what your leadership style is? And it sounds like some of that is kind of coaching guys up, telling everybody where they're supposed to be. Are you one of the players who kind of knows where everybody's supposed to be on the field?
I know where most people are supposed to be, and if I see them out of place, I'll let them know where they're supposed to be.
All right, what do you need to do against Downingtown West here in order to get a W? Is it anything scheme? I mean, as you say, play harder and work harder during practice. Anything else that you feel like needs to just a switch that has to be flipped, or something you can put your finger on?
Everyone just has to read their keys. They got a lot of good players. We've got to cover the receivers, stop the run, and if we do that, we'll be fine.
Tell me a little bit about being a class officer and how you got started with that. Are you a class president right now? Or are you?
I ran for president, but I didn't get that position. They made a new position for me at public relations. So we all kind of just work together. We all have a similar role, and we plan like school events, it's like such as homecoming, field trips, and like prom.
Yeah, all that fun stuff.
Yes.
You get to be a part of.
Public relations.
Public relations.
And from here on, are you thinking of a landing spot for college, that type of thing? I mean, it sounds like you're putting together a pretty impressive resume. Gym night captain as well as a class president or a class officer?
Yes. I enjoy dancing.
Nice. All right, so what's your sandwich pick here tonight, Damasio?
I got the chicken parm sandwich.
All right, that's a strong choice. Mentioned they got some new choices here, like the sausage sandwich on the long roll, chicken BLT, that's a new one. And what else is new? The buffalo chicken wrap here at Sandy's Beef and Ale. Well, guys, good luck this week against Downingtown West. Coach, thanks so much for being with us. Damasio, thanks for coming out to Sandy's tonight. And we'll talk to you guys next time we get together on the Coaches Roundtable show.
All right, thank you.
All right, Coach Wilmot and Damasio Cooper. And we're going to step aside, take care of one final break before we bring the Commonwealth League and Catholic Eagles over to the Roundtable to talk more high school football on WBCB.
Sandy's Beef and Ale has been serving famous hand-carved roast beef sandwiches since 1967. Sandy's Beef and Ale is located in the Woodburn Square Shopping Center next to the Oxford Valley Mall. Stop in anytime for not only the roast beef sandwiches, but also the patty, the tailgater, and the Cuban. Family and friends have been coming to Sandy's Beef and Ale since 1967. 2028 Old Lincoln Highway, the home of the hand-carved sandwich.
Your day-to-day life is hectic between having to pick up the kids, make dinner, the countless other tasks that you got to get done. Rob's Automotive and Collision is there to make your life a whole lot easier. Make sure you take advantage of their spacious waiting rooms, the large flat-screen TVs, complimentary coffee and muffins, and free Wi-Fi. So even when you do have to stop, Rob's is there to make you feel right at home. Give Rob's a call today at 215-826-9200 for any of your auto repair needs.
This is Tommy Green from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. And here's the pitch. BCWSA water and sewer customers, you have a new and improved option to pay your bill that's convenient, reliable, and secure. Powered by Invoice Cloud, you can pay your bill 24/7 online, pay by text or phone, or sign up for AutoPay to avoid fees for late or missed payments. Visit bcwsa.net to sign up or for more info. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, prove it.
Care begins with a safe place, and since 1954, Lower Bucks Hospital has been known for its outstanding medical staff, skilled and compassionate nurses, and latest technology. Lower Bucks Hospital is renowned for its cardiology expertise, surgery, behavioral health, groundbreaking heart care. And for athletes, Lower Bucks Hospital is your go-to hospital for sports medicine and orthopedics. For emergency care, Lower Bucks Hospital is an acute care hospital, and you can schedule your own arrival time with Get Care Now, which minimizes minimizes your wait time in the emergency room. Visit their website at lowerbuckshosp.com/getcarenow. That's lowerbuckshosp.com/getcarenow. Lower Bucks Hospital, 501 Bath Road, Bristol.
We now return to Sandy's Beef and Ale in Langhorne for the Bucks County Coaches Roundtable Show. Once again, here's your host, WBCB's Chris Ermer.
Hey, welcome back to the Coaches Roundtable Show. We're at Sandy's Beef and Ale, and of course, that's where you can catch the Penn State Tailgate Party September the 30th. Penn State takes on Northwestern, and they raise money for Thon. There's going to be a 50-50. It's always a terrific event anytime the Penn State Nittany Lions play. It's a good time at Sandy's Beef and Ale. Of course, they got the Eagles on Sunday. They also have the NFL ticket. So if the Eagles aren't on, they've got all the games, and you can kind of pick and choose what game you would like to see. A bunch of TVs at Sandy's. As we sit down now with Commonwealth League and Catholic, it's the High School Coaches Roundtable Show, and Coach Dragani with us, the defensive coordinator for the Eagles. Welcome. 1-1 so far. Tell me a little bit about the early part of the season. You guys went down to the shore and were part of the Battle at the Beach series of games. Holy Spirit, tough game for you guys, but probably a neat experience for the program, for the players.
Yeah, great experience. When we set up our schedule this year, we looked to get back down the shore, and we're happy to get invited to that bash. Holy Spirit was number 2 in the playoffs in their division, so they're a good squad, a good program, and we did well. We competed. We slipped a little. Had a nice running game to start out, but we made some adjustments and kept it close. So we were really excited to get into our next week to fix some things.
Yep.
We have a large group this year, over 60. So we're moving people around and seeing some talent. We have a lot of talent, and we're happy to get on to Kensington.
Yeah, week 2, you didn't have to go to the shore. You met up with Kensington and got a win. So 1-1 now for the Eagles. Tell me a little bit about that game. Gavin Pond was our player of the game. He's one of the players with you tonight at the Roundtable Show. It seems like things went well early, and you guys were able to set a tone in that game against Kensington.
Yeah, our goal was to get back to playing fast. That's what makes us good, and we have a lot of speed. We're blessed with a lot of great players and quickness. So, but on all facets of the game, we wanted to play faster, and we did. We executed well. We had eight turnovers on defense and 2 defensive TDs. We had some explosive offensive plays, some special teams long returns. So everything went well. We executed, and these guys were pretty awesome, and they're the backbone of our defense.
Before we talk to your players, Coach, this week again, you guys, another road trip for Commonwealth League and Catholic as you go up to Moore Catholic in Staten Island, New York. Last year, Moore came down to Bristol, PA, and so it's a home and away kind of series. That's another kind of cool experience. You were telling me, though, the game has been pushed to Sunday, which is a little bit weird. You guys are playing Sunday at 2, high school football. That sounds more like an NFL start time.
Yep, we got it was a last-minute move. They had to move the game to Sunday, and to stay with the schedule and play them, we had to agree to it. So we move our schedule around a little bit. We'll go to church Sunday morning and then head up there to Staten Island, and it's a great experience all around. I mean, we play a pretty nice schedule in different places, different type teams, and then we get into our tough Catholic League.
I imagine Moore will have some new players, but some of their top players, I think, graduated from last year. But when they came down here, they were running all around, a very dynamic offense. Do you see similar stuff on tape? Were you able to look at some more Catholic football to get ready for this week?
Yeah, it's very similar to last year. I mean, they had a quarterback that's at Sacred Heart now, so he was really good last year and dynamic. We kind of, we respect all our opponents, and we'll see what they got. We worked hard. We're working hard this week, even with the heat, and we'll be prepared.
It was a blazing hot day today, and Coach Dragani, tell us who you brought with you tonight for the Roundtable show. We got the air conditioning. We're chill here at Sandy's Beef and Ale, enjoying Sandy Witches, talking a little high school football.
And we have our people are out practicing right now, so these guys are getting a break. And two of our best guys, we got Hunter Ginsberg. He's a great linebacker, inside linebacker, and one of the leaders. And he also plays tight end. And Gavin Pond is an outside linebacker, shark, and he plays running back. And they're both on our leadership council for the team. So they're great kids also, and they do great in school with grades.
Well, guys, welcome to the show. Thanks for being with us. Hunter, tell me about that leadership council. What does that consist of? What do you guys do?
So it's pretty much like a bunch of the kids on the team that are like leaders, like throughout all the grades too. And it's just like we help lead everyone pretty much and keep everyone in check.
What are some of the things that you guys do as a program off the field to, again, come together and build that extended family feel?
Well, we're all like pretty close as friends, like as we are. But then also just like always hanging out and just, I don't really.
Well, I mean, having fun, I think, helps to breed that chemistry and for people to come together. Tell me about some of your highlights from the Kensington game. You guys, big lopsided win.
I had a block punt and returned it for a touchdown. A couple other nice tackles, some hard hits. Nothing really on offense, though, mostly defense.
And I mean, a pretty big special teams play as well. So you blocked the punt.
Yep.
And then you scooped it and scored it.
Yeah.
I mean, can you take us through that play a little bit? Like, were you rushing from the outside, or are you one of the inside guys?
Their punt team was pretty strange. They had a center and, like, no linemen. And then they had 3 backs blocking their punter. So I lined up right in the middle and just rushed right in and pushed the middle guy back and jumped up, and there was nowhere for him to punt it.
So you found a gap.
Yep.
Got to the kicker, made a big play.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what you need to do, what you're hearing from your coaches to have success against Moore.
So I need to make sure I keep working on my speed and getting my drops right and keep my head on a swivel, make sure no one's crossing in the middle, and also watching my keys because that's where I need to do it, middle linebacker.
As you break that down, it sounds like you're focusing more on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah.
Also listed as a tight end here. You get some opportunities on that side of the ball?
Yeah, I do. Not as much as defense, but I do get there sometimes.
Tell me a little bit about what you might be considering as far as your next steps, colleges.
Definitely want to go to college for football and do engineering as my major.
Nice. Well, best of luck in those pursuits.
Yeah.
And this week against Moore.
Yeah.
What was your sandwich pick tonight at Sandy's Beef and Ale?
Chicken parm.
Chicken parm. All right. That's respectable. The chicken parm is above the chicken finger, but a little bit below the roast beef. But that's still a good call. Hunter, thanks so much for being with us tonight. Pass that microphone over to your teammate. And that is Gavin Pond, who was our player of the game on WBCB. Gavin, take us through your highlights. I think you had like an offensive and a defensive touchdown.
Yes. Yeah, I had a we were on like the 5-yard line, and I ran it in for a touchdown on offense. And then on defense, I
Now you're kind of shrugging that off. I mean, was there a big hole? The way you guys were able to execute against Kensington, I would imagine that there was a pretty good push up front, and were you able to kind of walk it into the end zone?
Yeah, our linemen blocked great that game. They were really on point.
That's awesome. That makes your job a little bit easier. How about the defensive TD?
Defense, I saw the motion coming, and I knew I could come off the edge and make the play. And I hit as soon as the kid got the ball, I hit him, and then I picked up the ball and scored.
As another scoop and score, Egan defeating Kensington. You know, one of the things that's kind of fun, right, is I see all the social media hype and excitement around the players that are nominated as a potential player of the week. I think the Suburban One Sports does one. Courier Times, they have a player of the week. And I saw, Gavin, you were nominated this week, and all like the Conwell Egan fans and family and everybody's like, oh, vote for Gavin, vote for Gavin. Did you feel that? Like, do you see that on social media, and were people like sharing all that stuff with you?
Yes, I saw it.
Now, I mean, when does that stuff get determined? I don't know anything
I'm not
about
sure.
that.
Yeah.
Where that gets awarded or whatever. What do you think when you look at this week's game, though, to get back to the football field, that you guys need to do against Moore to have success and continue to build?
I just think we gotta really pay attention to film. You know, film will tell a lot about a team, and you can see their tendencies and everything. And pay attention in practice, and just really have a good week. Keep energy high. Keep our energy from last week and bring it into this week.
And anybody who wants to look back at last week, you can see Gavin's performance, and maybe it will inspire you to vote for him to be the athlete of the week. And why not, right? Why not Gavin this week? Your sandwich pick here at Sandy's?
Well, I got the classic roast beef sandwich.
Roast beef sandwich.
Yep.
That's the go-to. Good luck this week against Moore. Thanks, guys, for coming out and being part of the High School Coaches Roundtable show. That's a game. I mean, I know we got a bunch. We're not going up to Staten Island, but we do have some Egan football for you throughout the season. But these guys are going to take the road. How long? It's like a
hour and a half.
Hour and a half. That's not bad.
Not too bad.
I think we've traveled further for some games out to like Hershey and stuff like that.
Wildwood took us 2 hours.
All right. Well, it's a short road trip up to Staten Island, New York for Conwell Egan Catholic.
Hershey.
Hey, big thanks to all of our coaches and players who joined us today, all the programs that were here. Brianne O'Neill, our video engineer, always does a terrific job. Great to have Dave and Jane back with us. The entire staff that they do, and they get us set up with the helmets and the tablecloths and everything. It's awesome. So, guys, thank you so much. Best of luck to Egan. And that'll do it for this week's High School Coaches Roundtable show. We're back next week at Sandy's from 7 to 8. And you can hear the show back on WBCB on Friday nights. So who knows? Maybe we're getting ready for kickoff if you're listening on WBCB 1490 AM. All right, that'll do it. Thanks to Sandy's Beef and Ale and everybody for being with us tonight on the WBCB Sports Network.